Alrighty. I think we're live. I didn't leave my guitar plugged in, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, it is coming down. I just got one question for you. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? How's it going? Well, I'm the only one here, so I'll answer that question myself. It's going pretty good. Got a good night's sleep last night. The only downside is I'm waking up on the opposite end of the day that I should be, but I'll worry about that when my work shift starts. Just took my meds, chugged a couple Diet Cokes, so I'm ready to get my day started. And it's storming right now. Got a lot of rain yesterday, getting more today, and I started thinking about risk of rain again. Crazy how that works, huh? So I think what I'm going to do to start my day is start with a stream, because my partner just left for work. My brother's fast asleep in the other room. He probably will be for at least a couple more hours if he didn't wake up when I start getting up and doing things. So that means I can get the bulk of this out of the way to start today. So my plan is to gonna take some vitamins. Reminder to all you kids to eat your vitamins. They'll just help keep you a little bit healthier. Alright. So the plan is, gonna do another Eclipse run. I do want to get some more running done today. But if we get an Eclipse run done on like our first or second try today, I might make this a really long stream and try to beat Eclipse in totality. Let's see. What are we doing here? Alternate. Sorry, I don't know why, but whenever I start, I know why. It's because I'm usually scatterbrained when I'm off my meds, so just trying to get laser focused in when my meds are hitting me is always difficult. Alrighty, first, turn that off. Sorry. I know the devs put a lot of good time and work into you, but just not for me. From what I'm hearing from a lot of people, it's not for them either. Let me see if I can fix this window, get that resized. No? That's better. Alrighty. I'm going to turn the game audio up a little bit here. There we go. That seems a bit better. And my voice still seems to be generally louder than the game, though maybe I'll just bring my mic a little bit closer. Alrighty. So the new buff that enemies got is their cooldowns are shorter, so I might not be beating this today like I'm hoping. That's going to change a lot of interactions. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. Oh, man. I wonder if that indicator popped up because I would have hit them if they were in my effective range, but they're outside of it. Because I've noticed while it's a very long effective range, Commando does have an effective range where you can't DPS people anymore. Even if like you fire a bunch of shots and one of them should, in theory, hit. Like, there's an effective range where you just won't. I feel like there's a... Yeah, there's more. I thought it was strange because I only saw one, but I'm like, they usually spawn more than one at a time. And also, I'm pretty sure I heard more than one. I did. Let me adjust my audio a little bit. Oh yeah, I know when I adjust my audio with any external device, it shows like stuff in the top left. That's just Windows being extra. But that video I just saw was really sick. Some fan got to go on stage with Green Day and play the lead guitarist's guitar on stage with him. That was a really cool video. I like that. I want to hit that Void Cradle, but I don't think I'll be able to. I got to create some space, kill some of these enemies, and try to find some sustain. Because base health regen isn't going to do it. I heard that. Never. I don't want to get a cheeky death to one of those guys. Some healing? I'll take it. It's damage. Yeah, we damage that. Can't be mad about that. Ooh, the 1% crit. Let's go. Alrighty, there's another crate. I'm not seeing anything that heals immediately. Man, what I would give for a Shrine of the Woods right now, huh? I might go for the Gunner Drone instead. We'll see. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me. Just need a couple more pennies. Alrighty. Effectively doubles my health pool and health regen too, since thankfully focusing it instead of me, so the money is more than worth. Heard that. I do appreciate that they do give the enemies an audio indicator whenever they spawn. It's helpful, but it also increases the skill ceiling of the game. Where if you start listening for those indicators, it actually helps make the game easier. Is that a Medrone? Oh, yes. Alrighty. That'll do it. Should be all I need to start actually healing up over the course of this round, which means we can actually go get that Void Cradle. I was playing Hades yesterday with my friends. Yesterday was a great day to hang out with my friends. Aside from having a slight existential crisis because we realized we might die due to a tornado warning, it was a great time. I got to play Hades with my friends. I think I might be dating somebody now, so that's cool. And on top of all that, I had a couple good Hades runs. And one of them was, I was basically playing Commando in Hades. It was a lot of fun. I was playing with the railgun, but I turned off my mirror because Meg said I couldn't beat her without the mirror's help. So I went railgun. Because I figure, you know, without all the bonus health and sustain you get from the mirror, going for a slower, longer range playstyle would probably be the safest bet to winning a run. Not only did I beat her, first of all, she didn't show up. She was scared because she saw I was getting a little too strong. I'll get into why I was so strong in the first place. But Meg didn't even show up. She sent one of her sisters at me. So I'm going to give her an earful about that later. But on top of all that, I got a loadout for Commando that was... I got a loadout for the railgun Artemis that was basically... No, I think Artemis is the name of the gun. God. Anyways, I got a loadout for that gun. I forget the name of it. I know Malphon, the Twin Fists, but I don't remember the gun because I barely use it. That was basically like I was playing... Oh, huge AoE DPS. Hell yeah. I was basically playing Commando. I got the lightning on hit effect from Zeus, which makes your damage splash to nearby enemies. Guys, look, I got ukulele. You know? And then immediately after that, I got an upgrade which changes your fire pattern to 3-round bursts, but you never have to reload. Not quite the same as Commando, but the fact that I didn't have to reload just really helped me feel like I was just running and gunning as Commando the whole time. It was great. And, you know, the fact that I was also dealing with 50 max health made it a lot more immersive. I did end up winning that run fully, too, which was probably my favorite part of it all. Let's loop around up here on the top level. I think I see the Void Cradle back there. Yep, this is where the Void Cradle is, because that Halcyon statue is what we're looking for as well. So I think... No, don't set me on fire, sir. Need to save this health for the Void Cradle. Come on. This first stage is going all right so far. I've got good AoE DPS, and I have slightly higher than average single target DPS. It's not great, but I think it'll be enough for the purposes that we need. I just have to make sure I don't get got by the statue, because if I don't keep my distance from that guy, he's going to get me. Alrighty. Polyloot? Oh, I will not say no to Polyloot. Didn't think I was actually going to get it. I've been coming around on Polyloot. As much as I like having ukulele on Commando, the chances of getting a ukulele in any given run are not high enough to justify never taking a Polyloot. Because Polyloot is insane single target DPS, and ukulele can be superfluous if you're already getting other AoE DPS items on Commando. Like, if I could give an example, Gasoline is great AoE DPS. Runic, whatever that thing's called, Runic Flame Tornado, but it's Kajara's band. That gives great AoE DPS as well, and it'll actually be easier to proc it, I think, with ukulele. Well, Polyloot. Yeah, I had a feeling there'd be a crate or two in here. Let's go grab that before I start that. So the thing is, I'm getting decent AoE DPS already. What I need is single target DPS, so I don't think taking Polyloot here is a bad idea in the slightest. Oh, I don't think Polyloot's actually going to help me proc it. I think it's because it only procs on, like, single hits, and Polyloot isn't one of those. So it's a bunch of small hits. Yeah, dang. Where is it at? There it is. Where's that thing? Oh, nice. My drones took care of it. Decent start so far. This will probably be like a 11-minute clear. Which, to get all the items, is worth in my opinion. Definitely spent longer on this one than I needed to, I think. Well, I say that, but most of my money is going to this pillar, so maybe I spent just about as long as I need to on here. I know you can't really ever complete charging and killing the boss faster than 6 minutes just because of how long it takes to get money unless you get something that affects your money gain. Oh, I am proccing it. Let's go. I think that's because the phase round pierced multiple targets and it got high enough base damage to where it procced it. That's the only way I know of to consistently proc it on commando at least. Take care of those things. Really good DPS with this polyloot. I'm loving it. Still prefer ukulele, but polyloot's pretty darn good. Yeah, having a good couple days so far. Something I'm not doing so good on, though, is sticking to my chores. Like, there's around the house chores, but also personal chores that I need to see. Okay, wait. I need to lock in. Take care of those things before they kill all my helpers. I can focus down him after. Alright, let's get ready to stun him when he starts charging at us. Alright, I'm going to stand still here for a second while I itch my nose. Hopefully I don't get shot. That polyloot doesn't always go off, but when it does, that's big damage. Oh, I saw a crit in there too. And he's done for. Alright, let's get in there and get my item. Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. I'm itching my nose. Gasoline? Gasoline, start going off. Yep, and that's it. They're all dead. Prayer Beads, Chronic Expansion, and Warp Deco. As much as I love gasoline, I think I'm going to need one-shot protection more right now. I think it's better to diversify your build, excluding a few different things. I just want to make sure I got my bases covered, because I know I'm good enough at Commando with all-around items to clear each individual stage. Let's see, is that a chest? It is. Let's go grab that real quick. I think that's a drone over there, too. Lots of items. Sheesh. AP rounds, hell yeah. Easier boss clears. That's just debris from the ship. That's another healing drone, hell yeah. Alrighty, let's head back to that portal. I think we've cleared enough. Those healing drones are also keeping my squid turrets alive longer, which, you know, isn't a bad interaction. It just sucks that the squid... you know, my friend always like clowns on the squid turrets, but I don't think they're a terrible item. It sucks having something that's not consistently active. I have that personal pref of having like constant buffs instead of temporary buffs as well. But really, having anything that procs on interact is good because you're going to be interacting all game. So I personally find it hard to be frustrated with any items that give you on interactive buffs, you know? Alright, wait, I want to kill some of those things real quick. I'm really starting to feel the plus to cooldowns on those guys. They're attacking really fast. I think we're doing good so far. Alright, let's clear out some of these smaller guys to get my DPS to ramp up. I think my DPS is max though because it hit 10. That's one more down, and this one should be going down soon. I really shouldn't be face taking those lasers, but I don't feel like killing my DPS. I think I can handle it. Oh yeah, I forgot I got Shrine of the Mountain. Both squid polyps. I don't know if that makes them stronger or if it gives them more DPS or it just makes them last longer. Hopefully it's the latter, or maybe it makes them spawn more. I'm cool with either it makes them last longer or it spawns more. Because as I said this yesterday, I think it was yesterday when I was on stream, but anything that allows you to essentially turn the stages into a run and gun is probably one of the most powerful things you can get. it's not all you want in your kit, but having it supplement your kit makes it easier to snowball these stages out of control because you can just start running through the stage and looting everything, and everything you get from looting will automatically kill everything on the stage for you. It's a great interaction to engage with. Let's see. Attack enemies. Oh, makes them stronger. Okay. Oh, sorry. It still doesn't seem like the best item to stack on. I think just one would be fine. See what I mean, though? I'm already getting value from the squid turrets. Ooh, cleansing pool. Hopefully I can find a lunar pod on this stage, though. I'm not entirely sure you can find one on a stage where cleansing pools exist. That's an equipment drone again, isn't it? Yep. Any more lunar items for me, though? Another equipment drone. I got 2 on the last time I played this stage yesterday as well. Weird. God. Double attack speed on those things is proper terrifying. I think cooldowns is equivalent to attack speed. Guess for a melee build now. I was taking a sip. You can't spawn enemies while I was taking a sip. It's cheating. Oh, you finally got close enough to fight, huh? I was wondering when you'd show up. Minus cooldowns on you isn't that bad since you're... Well, goodbye. Oh. Since you're just, like, perma-autoing anyways. So I guess it doesn't make every enemy stronger. At least not ones that only have a shorter wind-up. Another Warped Echo? Alright. What are those? There's a stake, a slug. Probably going to go for the slug. More health regen. Yeah, we'll go for the slug. Like slug. Alright, 2 crates over here. Let's just focus on getting some money then. Oh, look at that AoE DPS. You love to see it. So does the sound of the level up change if you have the prayer beads? I think that's what that sound was, right? Was it my prayer beads leveling? Might have just been the regular level up sound too. Ooh, good lord, that squid turret's attacking fast. No, it's got triple attack speed, but dang. Oh, it's just a dead squid turret. Another warp deck. Wow. What does that even do if I get multiple? Oh, it increases how many hits it's spread into. All damage echoed is non-lethal except for the final hit. So it just increases how many hits it's spread into. So it effectively increases how long it takes for the damage to damage you, which gives you more time to live, I suppose. That's a Crit Glasses 3D printer. I would love to get that. I could be convinced to get rid of my slug for it. Base healing effects are nerfed anyway, so I'm not losing nearly as much value. Maybe my bolstering lantern too? Speak of the devil, there's a 3D printer. Let's get some more items first before we decide. I think I said there's a 3D printer. I meant to say there's a scrapper. Ooh, you look like those weird little embryo things that you see on the water level in the Risk of Rain's original. Another scrapper. Okay, bison steak. That's definitely going in there. Another bison steak. Fantastic. We found out where our scrap's coming from. And probably the focus crystal too, honestly. I probably shouldn't be getting close enough to proc it in most scenarios. Any items down here? Nope. I know there's some crates near the start that I didn't grab, so I'm going to loop back around and get those. Then by the time I get back, I should have enough money to empty out those... what are they called? Luck Shrines. It's 3 crit classes, though, so... 30% chance to crit. Which is definitely more of a DPS increase than 1 focus crystal, I would think. Because 1 focus crystal is what, 20% damage increase? Hell yeah. That's a lot. Wait, I need to focus. I also need to get better at using the terrain to my advantage when those guys show up. They almost got my... They did get my gunner drone! No! Jeez, those things are proper menaces. Alright, got him back at least. Alright, let's keep running. Leave that squid turret to defend. Hold the line. Two equipment drones, and I'm probably not going to be able to use either of them. That is unfortunate. I haven't seen a single equipment thing yet, I think. The stage will be a somewhat long clear, but I think it'll be worth it. Some utility, so movement. Armor. That'll help a lot, actually, with the pests. A third equipment drone. That might have just been one of the first 2 I saw, but if that is actually a third, what the heck? That's so unfortunate. I've learned enough about the game to know that there's like something called map credits, which are like how many items can spawn per stage. If those things take up map credit slots, that's incredibly frustrating. Bleed on hit. I think that's worth keeping and not turning into a scrap. Alrighty, I think that's the stage. Let's get out of here. Let's get up there and take care of that punk that's shooting my drones. Sounds like he's struggling, though. I keep hearing that wind up and wind down. Can't shoot what ain't there. Not seeing a new altar yet, though. Oh, yep. Figured. It's easy to see, but it's also one of the hardest spots to get to for some classes. Alright, let's hit these a couple times. Stun grenade, hell yeah. And the enemies are going to have such short cooldowns, I think that'll be vital to my survival. Let's also start this before I start hitting that shrine, because it could give me some squid turrets to work with. Attack speed and a bunch of squid turrets. Oh my goodness, the DPS. I hear that. Get out of here, you punks. I'm so lucky they missed most of their shots. Actually, let's just focus him. And no, I'm broke. My DPS is all the way up. Don't give him a chance to heal. Goodbye. Another squid polyp. Oh, man. I talked good about it once, and now the game said, let's give you a bunch. But you did see how they shredded the boss when it spawned in, so, again, can't be entirely upset about it. But it's also green scrap, so what am I going to do with all that green scrap? Honestly, it might be worth scrapping them anyways and holding onto that scrap, because I could go for a nude altar and then get a free legendary item. Though, I don't know if losing the ability to make squid turrets is worth maybe getting a decent legendary item. Because I know I'm going to assume that I'm going to be able to hit at least one shrine before the end of the game. Or at the very least that I will make it to the end of the game. Which means I'll get some cauldrons in the final boss area. I know I'm going to get the ability to see at least one legendary item trade. Will it be worth the trade-off, though? Probably not. But there's also Bandolier. You know what? I am going to do something crazy. Watch this. Gonna hit you. We're gonna hit you. We're gonna hit you. Now, does that make me a little bit weaker? Maybe. But will it be absolutely worth it if we go to a new shop? Also, maybe. There's no way of knowing with these things. Did it objectively make me weaker in the short term? Yes, that is not deniable. But I think we'll only come out all the better for it. It's definitely going to be the one that gives me an item. I think we're scaling up quick enough to where we're going to start seeing boss spawns soon, so holding on to that and letting a stage run out might not be the worst idea. Stun that thing. I hear another one. Maybe it was just the one that I killed, shot me right before he died. A final hit. Energy drink faster. Oh, I hear that. Another one down, another one down, another one down, and you down. Wonder what happens if you give this to an equipment drone. You'll see one boss insta-die. Stop spitting at my drones. Bug off. Thank you. Teleporter. I see that attack speed syringe. More DPS increase. I will not say no. Now, I know I didn't see the last selection in that shop, but my question to you is, did I need to? Playing Commando. See, what else are we looking at? Not much doing. Definitely something to do with if I finish that portal event and get a boss item. Take care of these punks one more time. Just don't want them killing my drones is all. Another equipment shop. Dang, where were all these earlier that I needed? Ow. Gorags, that's probably going to be what we go for. Recycler's actually tempting. I might take that instead. Like, you see that crowbar? Well, give me a second. Shield generator is much better. You know what? Oh, man. It's tempting to just say F it and go to the boss fight. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to hold this, clear the stage, and come back for this at the end of the stage. That shrine looks useful. There's so many equipment drones out here. Dang. Where were those that I needed yesterday? Seed of Life. Wow. I'll buy it. That's tempting, but I don't think I'll take it. It did save my run yesterday, though. I hear something. He is here. I sense it. Sorry. Oh man, I've picked up so many stims from movies over the years, quotes that'll pop into my head that I won't be able to stop from playing. I am entirely too predictable. But you know, predictable is just another word for reliable, isn't it? Who doesn't like a little bit of reliability in their friends, relationships, partners, etc.? That's a positive quote for the day. Someone ever calls you predictable and say no. That just means I'm reliable. Is that an equipment drone? Oh, man. Giving... oh, I thought that was an equipment drone. Dang, I was so excited to give him Recycler and see him completely ruin awesome items for me. That's like ultimate bravery, but for risk of rain. I mean, I'll take it. Now, my question to you... No, stop shooting at my drone. Get out of here. Same to you. And you. Can I re-roll coins? Luna coins? They're not exactly items in the same way everything else is. No. Unfortunate. It would have been funny. What's out here? Alrighty, I mean, I haven't gone down into the center yet, but I think we're done grabbing items for the most part. What's out there? Nope, you are going down first. Ow! The pesks hurt. Here's what I think we do. We use that boss item dropper on the final boss, and then whether or not they drop what I like, I'm going to use the item to recycle it. Yeah, we'll take gasoline. Also, I don't think I've found a I don't think I've found a green 3D printer. Also, I just realized I haven't been paying attention to the, yeah, sticky bomb. I haven't been looking for the Newt altar either, and that's on me. I've wasted a lot of time potentially looking for it. We could just say we'll go for it next round, but next round might be a map where I don't know where it is. I know where it is on this map. A few of the spots anyways. Is it worth looking for? Oh, I'll look for it during the boss fight. Assuming the boss fight is one such where I can do that. Probably won't be. Should probably recycle one of these too, just in case. That's unfortunate. Myrodorn is definitely something I want. Where is it? Oh, it's on cooldown. This is bad. There's too many enemies. Give me that item. My drones are all going to start going down because of those pests. Start focusing them down. I should be able to face tank most of this, though, with the Mired Urn. Mired Urn is insane at that. And gasoline, too. I'll just become a meat grinder for anything that dares to get close. Oh, I might just barely be able to keep my drones alive. Let's take care of that last pest. Alrighty. The drones will live for a little bit longer. The Symbiont might still get them when he goes into his second stage. Nope, he's dead. Ow, that ice hurts. Jeez. Is that another Mired Urn? I will gladly take another Mired Urn. Let's revive you. Alright, at least my drones initially died in a place where I can easily get them back. Let's keep focusing. Sorry, excuse me. Let's focus on keeping those pests down, shall we? Double Mired Urn is insane. I really do have the AoE DPS now. I would like to get an Opal or two so Mithrix doesn't one-shot me, because he will still be able to one-shot me even through the Echo. But we'll see. I think I bought and dropped Seed of Life on the ground, right? I might still go back for it. I think it's down here, actually. Yes, it is. Can't use it on that. That's fair enough. But I know there's something over here that I can use it on. Right over here. Yeah. Molotov. Not worth... Is that Seed of Life still over here? I think I will take that. There's not many more items to use this recycler on. Just about half the items in the game. So, Seed of Life might be a better purchase. Oh, I completely missed this side of the map. Jeez. Cautious Slug. Yep. Equipment drone. Oh, it'll be exactly like what I said. I could put the Seed of Life on the equipment drone. Then if I die and he somehow lives, it'll revive me. I actually saw him ring an equipment drone. There we go. Got another drone. And I do think we'll take Seed of Life. The consistency of a Seed of Life might be better than the consistency of upgrading my build. It'll stop me from getting cheekily one-shot at least once. Which is sometimes all it takes. That's what it took for me to survive my last run. Oh, Mythers with half cooldowns is gonna suck. Another drone. Got all my drones back +1. Taking a bit longer than I'd like. I think I'm on 12 minutes per stage, which is not ideal. It should be at max 10. Ooh, the money dropping off that guy is huge. Let's get in here in the middle and just focus on vamping all these guys down so my drones don't die. Alrighty, that's good. I have no idea what those explosions are from. I don't want to find out. Is it from those crabs? Crabs walking around. Focus Crystal on Mired Urn. Hell yeah. Does it heal me based on damage dealt? I think it does, right? Let's find out in a second when I have some downtime. Another equipment drone. Giving him my Seed of Life is tempting, but we'll wait and see. 100% of the damage dealt, which gets amped. Hell yeah. Oh, if I had another trophy hunters, I could get a Titanic Neural. Oh well. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's just get closer to him. Just heal up for all that damage, and also don't fall off. Do not... Okay, wait a minute. Yep. That was scary for a second. Drone. Let's try to keep my drones together. I don't want them to start getting picked off. There's a shrine. I will hit that. Get close enough to where I can vamp off of him. Please save me, vamp. Oh, that hurts. Gotta get close, but not too close. That opal's huge. Okay, let's stop spending money on that, actually, because I'm pretty sure I can afford the legendary chest already. Those gups gave me a lot of money, and so did the starting enemy, so I should take advantage. That's a... Okay. Power of Slain Elites isn't bad either. I don't even care if I see a Sail Star. I want that legendary item ASAP. I hear you. That was through my opal and my... Okay, hold on a minute. They have fast attack speeds, but so do I. What'll it be? Reduce equipment cooldown? That's actually useless until this item gets consumed, at least. But you know what? That's fine, because that means worst case scenario... The worst case scenario is I never have to use it. So one of the... Oh, that's overloaded. One of the elites just turns a lot of your health bar into shield. I see. I was always wondering why that would happen sometimes in other games. But it also means my autos would be dealing a bunch of on-hit damage, right? I've only managed to pick up an elite aspect naturally once in a game, and I've been playing this game for hundreds of hours. It's not easy to get. Oh, but does that mean getting gilded would actually just make you near invulnerable damage? I'm gilded right now, I saw that, but does that mean getting gilded, the item, would just make you take massively reduced damage? It would have to, right? I think I already have a shipping request form. Yes, more health. That's something I need. I'm so close to just being able to survive most one-taps. I see that. Wait, where is he? Got him. Old War Stealth Kit. That'll help if I ever get low. I see a drone over here. Another opal. I think we just gotta batten down the hatches and grind here for a little bit. Got a bunch of items I want. Is that a noxious? No, it's not. Dang. I hear... It sounded like pests, but I think it's these things. Oh, but they leave huge AoE fire around that's going to get my drones if they're not careful. I also really do appreciate just being able to constantly DPS enemies near me, and because of that focus crystal, it massively amps the AoE DPS of enemies near me. Which means it actually is a melee build now. Alright, I think we got enough money for now. Medkit, yes. Tankier. I will try my luck. Now let's see, where's that drone at? Right over here. That's another healing drone. Hell yeah. I think we just have to go to the portal. Which means we're actually not going to get to go to a nude altar. I need to keep my eels peeled for a green scrapper then. Save the run. Imperial Ratchets? No, thank you. I'd rather just be 50% weaker. Oh, that'd be nice to give to my equipment drone, actually. I think I saw an equipment drone near the start. It's a disposable missile launcher. Oh, wait. Gotta lock in for a second here. I'm taking a lot of damage. Get in close. Heal up off all these enemies. I'm terrified of swapping off the healing life fruit, actually, because if I get one shot, that's it. Game over. Maybe I shouldn't. You know what? Yeah. Let's go for the safer play and just drop down here. Hit this. And get ready to revive all my drones, because they're going to die to that gift. Okay, this could be really good and really bad. Because I'm going to deal huge AoE DPS to them. Just got to be mindful of my positioning and keep vamping up off all of them. My drones are dropping like flies, which, yeah, I expected that. I won't be able to get all of them back either because the equipment drone's going to go down. Oh, that's not good. Just keep vamping. And keep away from that gup in the middle, please. Pop him so that way I can heal from him more per second. Alright, he's down. And the worms are about to go down too, so this is going to get a lot easier in a few seconds. Alrighty, I think we survived. Was that with the Shrine of the Mountain? It was. Let's go. That's double items. Double ukes. I have polyloop, but that's fine. Already have AoE DPS. Single target DPS is where it's at. You. And you. Luck Shrine back there. We'll hit that after the teleporters finish charging. And I think I feel comfortable enough to walk back with the disposable missile launcher and heal up that guy, so... What's that all the way up there? That's a chest. Yeah, you know what? We won't walk with the disposable yet. Actually, that chest is going to cost most of my remaining money. I'd rather take a guaranteed item than a maybe upgraded item. I should be able to trimp up here. Yep. Thank you, energy drink. And a drone. Can I get both? Oh. Equipment? Oh, well. Can't get both. I can't get this, though. Oh, bow feather. That's huge. That actually might have to save me from doing 2 trips back here. How much does that cost? More than I can afford, right? Yep. I'm glad I decided not to hit it a second time. Alright, so what we're going to do is take you. Fix you. And now I think if I do some funny movement shenanigans up here. Ah, not quite. Oh, but I can right here. Easy. And there's my Seed of Life back. So we actually managed to not only keep all our drones, but give one back, unless that one that I revived was one I lost earlier and I didn't notice. Which is not bad. Still haven't found a 3D printer to use my green scrap on yet, but still got 2 stages to make it happen. It's not lost yet. Ooh, credit card maybe? Ooh, guaranteed boss item. Yes, please. On the lava worms. Wait, we actually have to rush that. What's the quickest way for me to get money here? Okay, here's Soulless Invader. Big one. Where is he? Actually, I'll focus you down. That sucks. My drones are going to start going down, which is fine. I just have to DPS this guy down, get that item, get the boss item. That perforation will go crazy if I can get it. Heal. Please heal. And you please go down. Thank you, Jesus. Good Lord. Alrighty, let's just sprint for it. I think I have enough money for it. Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. This way. Okay, wait a minute. This is very dicey. I have to play this carefully because I'm going to lose my seed if I'm not careful. I need you to go down first, and I can do this exchange. Alright, you're down. Alright, let's hope this isn't actually suicide. It might be. Show your face, you got him. That's on cooldown now, though. Does that mean I'm one-shottable? Let's not find out, huh? Let's that be the answer. Let's not find out. Now I can finally let loose. Let's kill everything and anything. Those numbers are huge. And vamp up all my health, thank you. And take my drones and another drone. And let's get out of here while some of my drones are still alive. Let's grab that too. Let's focus on using the money on the stage first. I need to make myself unkillable before I can focus on getting my drones back. We can revive any new ones we come across. I think that's fine. Oh, what got me? Probably one of those jellyfish. Or it might have been that elite. Can you stop chilling in the soup? I just revived you! Get down this tunnel. Alrighty, items it is. We're gonna get outscaled if we keep trying to heal those drones, so... We got a whole stage we haven't even looked at yet. Halcyon Shrine would actually be suicide unless I get a few items that'll make me tankier and higher DPS. That's a legendary. Runic Lens, that's a huge DPS increase. I'm not going to touch that yet. I need some more items, and I think I've only gotten 2 or 3 from this stage so far. And using the scrap did not count. Just revive that drone, and he's about to die. If we're lucky, he'll live. Okay. This will help. Shrines are going to be my best friend. Ooh, fireworks! And another Runic Lens. Huge DPS increase, and now I can actually revive my guys, because every time I revive them, they'll shoot fireworks, which will make actually getting them to stay alive easier, since I'll have to DPS while reviving. Alrighty, I think we just run through, loot the entire stage now, and get out of here as soon as we can. Man, where's a Warhorn when you need it? This would be such a good build for it. That's a Topaz Brooch. Tempting, but I don't have any white scrap, and I'd rather not lose something. Equipment drone. I think I do better with the equipment right now, buddy. And y'all aren't living that long anyways. Grab you, hit you. Took all my money, but hey, at least I got the fireworks, right? Oh, unfortunate. Oh, is that money? Lepton daisies are probably just gonna have to be it, I think. We can get a couple more at least. Actually, no, we have just enough for a legendary pool. I'd rather save it in case there is something legendary I can pull in the next stage. I feel like I haven't found that many items, though. The rest of the run has been great so far, but this is where things are really starting to slow down, which isn't ideal. I don't feel like I'm getting enough power out of this stage to justify how much I've slowed down my run. You might be able to make an argument for the Perforator and the Runic Lens I got. I'm not smart enough. I'm not educated enough to know if those were worth trades. And I definitely didn't have to take as long to get them as I did, so whatever way you cut it, I am slowing down my run here unnecessarily. I will take that. More attack speed, more move speed. Drone. Kind. Missile. You can wait a second for a missile drone. Oh, AoE DPS, yes. Getting frozen there actually would have been such an easy way to insta-lose my run. That's so terrifying. Oh, I never grabbed that item. Guess I didn't. I was getting harassed a lot. Ooh, a Mocha. And a healing drone. I think I'll go around and revive the healing drones after the fight's over. I should have enough money from the fight, as long as I don't waste it all at a shrine again. Speaking of, I think, as unfortunate as this is, we did get more items than I was expecting, or than I initially thought, but not as much as I was hoping. But I think we just have to go and end the run here. Wait a minute, what is that? Is that a red whip? Less damage while sprinting. That's tempting. I should probably just start the boss fight so I can use the money generated from it to finish up the stage. These are all elites. I gotta keep my distance. My DPS is huge, though. Way too close for comfort. Warhorn! I can perma keep that on. Oh wait, Warhorn has a cooldown, doesn't it? Oh well, I'm still gonna be proccing it all the time. Buffs my allies too, which means my drones are actually gonna have a bit of a fighting chance now. Increases armor by 30 while sprinting. That is tempting. It would be making it easier to get to the pillars in the final stage, but the temptation of a legendary item is too great. Alright, let's clear up all these items. Roll of pennies, unfortunate. Buckler. Halcyon Shrine. This could actually get me killed, but I'm willing to try. Let's see if greed will be my downfall. I can at least get a couple items off this. That was another printing round, right? Yes, it was. Alright, huge AoE DPS, but let's hope I just don't catch a stray laser. One laser would be enough to kill me. I'm proccing my Death Mark too. Didn't think I'd be able to. Maybe that's just because I'm getting elite effects that are allowing me to proc it. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. That AoE DPS is ridiculous. I also think all those explosions I've been hearing are me. That should be all the golem waves, right? I should be able to perma-stun him. That is huge. Holy moly. Sail Star, probably not the best bet. We'll go for one of these, one of those. And that's another equipment. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think we actually leave now. Actually, we can get up to the top real quick and get some of my drones back. I think this is worth. Please don't be me throwing the run. And no. Can hit this a couple more times too. Legendary? That's a boss item! And that's also a great one! Alright, you know what? I think I've spent enough time on this stage. Wait, is that chest? One more can't hurt. Energy drink. Alright, let's get out of here. Coming back up here was more than worth. I couldn't have seen that. I couldn't have foreseen that coming, but we'll take it as an act of providence. Oh, and I almost forgot this. Leeching seed, hell yeah! Oh, that last, like, post-boss stage clear was huge. I got so many good items for my build. Let's hope my drones can heal up enough before the... before the enemies start coming out. Though I think I should have enough DPS to deal with them. I don't know what that perfected buff is giving to Chimera aside from turning their entire health bars into shields, but I guess I'm about to find out when I kill them. That's an insane amount of items for one run, too. And the craziest thing is, I could have up to 5 more if I didn't have 5 scrap on me. What level is my antlers? 1. Okay, so this is the fastest I'm going to get. I saw something in there spawn in. The cool thing is about those little orbs that you drop, your allies can pick them up too. This is terrifying because that perfected buff is taking all my health. Please don't die here. This would be such a lame way to die. Use the terrain to your advantage. Get behind cover. I might be dead here. I just don't think I have the movement to get through the stage without those things hunting me down. And killing anything perfected is effectively going to reset my HP bar to half at least. Can perfected things even get CC'd? Alright, there's no shrine in here, which I would have been able to see if I was able to keep my eyes on the map, but I wasn't. Alrighty, let's see. Is there a shortcut I can take over here? If I don't get slowed down by those enemies, maybe I could just jump across. Oh, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Oh. Okay, this pillar's gonna suck, but I think we can just jump over it. keep jumping. Pillar design's going much faster now that I know I can just, like, jump over it. Focus that thing down, please. I know, it's Eclipse mode. Nobody said it would be easy, but I can make it easier. Alright, any legendary items that would help. Can I get a Dio's best friend, please? Is that actually Dio's best friend? Is that worth trading off any more green items for? Let's not think about it. Let's just go for the clear. Now, the worst thing that can happen here is I actually don't use this in the Mithrix fight. Is because if this doesn't get consumed before or during the Mithrix fight, I'm gonna have to fight Mithrix with one of these, and pray that when it gets taken from him, it doesn't proc. I wonder if items that have been consumed can be scrapped. All the other 3 pillars aren't here. Perfect. I'll take it. I have to keep balancing between all the 3 pillars because those enemies are leaving, like, DPSs on the ground. But that's part of why having 3 of these pillars in such a close-knit area is good in the first place, is I don't have to see progress on any of them. I can just keep dancing between them. Okay, we have a really good chance at clearing Mithrix here. I'm excited. I'm excited as hell. I think either Ari or Vinny is messaging me because I just took a look at my Discord messages and they're up to 9, but I can't really do anything about it. I hope it wasn't Zully. They have a show they're going to do today, and I don't want them to be trying to talk to me before then and not be able to reach me. I feel bad. In any scenario, Vinny knows he can just reach out to me over the stream chat, so if he's not saying anything there, then it's not maybe most super important. I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on that and this at the same time. Let's see, let's take a look at what green items I have again. Most of my DPS isn't coming from greens, it's coming from whites and legendaries. I think I can afford to take another Dio's best friend here. Unless I lose Warhorn. Which, I don't have the scrap to justify doing this anyways, so probably best not to mess up my build. I got a free Dio's best friend, maybe it's just best to take that and run with it. The Seed of Life into Fuel Cell and Warhorn strat is doing me wonders though. So these pillars are taking ages to charge. But I'm glad that the last 3 pillars have been in some of the chiller spots. Like, the Pillars of the Mass take the longest to charge, assuming you're charging each one of them optimally without getting knocked out of the range. But they don't have any negative downsides. Which, I think Pillar of Soul or Pillar of Blood might be my favorite. Pillar of Blood is a little scary if you don't have the sustain for it, and you're already struggling to keep up with the enemies in the map. But assuming you're not struggling with either of those things, Pillar of Blood's not super bad. It charges pretty fast. Like, if you're in a position where charging the Pillar of the Blood is already a dicey situation for you when you're fighting off everything, like, every pillar is going to be dicey for you, you know? The knockback pillar is probably my least favorite to do, but now that I know I can jump over the waves, it's gotten a lot better in terms of, like, the tier list of all the pillars. But still, it'd probably be that one or the Pillar of Blood are the worst, in my opinion, to charge. Pillar of Mass is just... it's a decent pillar. I like it. The area it's in is a nice area to defend. There's a lot of cover that you can take. There's not a lot of good spots for the enemies to hide away and DPS you from super far away. For the classes I play, which is Commando primarily, it's a great spot to charge pillars. I'd probably say my least favorite pillars to charge would probably be the Pillar of Design. Alright, we're done. Let's get up to that fight. I didn't see that crashed ship with an item in it anywhere, but fine. Okay. I just wish I still had my fruit, my life fruit. Is that what it's called? Seed of Life. I wish I still had it charged, because the downside to having the Seed of Life not usable, in the final stage of Mithrix, depending on what of your items he has, if he gets a lucky on-hit proc, he can insta-kill you with hitting one projectile, which his projectiles aren't really the easiest thing in the world to dodge, especially when you have no items. Depending on what class you're playing, it could be super easy to dodge. Like, you just go Mercenary, walk up to him, press ult, and hope your ult damage is enough to get most of your items back. Now, aside from the final phase where he takes your items, the other phase that I'm most scared of when in this fight is going to be when he starts doing the laser attack. It reminds me of, like, Undertale fights, like Sans fight. I don't know why. Maybe because of all the, like, spinning lasers in that fight. But the way you have to position around that stuff on the ground really reminds me of, like, a bullet hell fight. Like Undertale or Calamity when you get super late into it. And that scares me, because that one's by far one of the hardest to dodge and the most punishing. I've had very few runs where that doesn't one-shot me. So that's probably when I'm going to consume the Dio's best friend, assuming I don't lose it beforehand. I'm sure it's going to get consumed at some point in this fight, but that's my best bet on when it's going to get consumed. Because that laser effect is most often what ends my runs with Mithrix. Which, considering I'm playing Commando, it's already a wild consideration that Mithrix is my nemesis of all characters. You'd think it'd be someone early game when Commando's at his weakest, because Commando scales so well. The early game is the weakest part of the game for him. If you're good at getting through the early game, then Commando's a very consistent character. So it's just bizarre to me that Mithrix is still my nemesis after all this time. It really just shows that he is him. He's him. My DPS is still pretty good, though. It's not the most absurd DPS I've had in Mithrix, but for how strong he's scaled and for the game mode I'm playing on, I think this is pretty good DPS. I did not mean to get hit by that. He's starting to take down my drones, but that's not entirely a bad thing, because that means I'll start getting firework procs in the second stage here. This is some good cover to have. Alright, get over here, heal up. I'm hoping my drones can help me out when we get to the third stage of Mithrix and deal most of the DPS to him initially needed to get my items back. If that's the case, when he starts transforming, it'd probably be best to stand near him initially to get my drones on him, and right as he's about to finish taking away my items, start running away, and hopefully my drones will path close enough to him to where they'll aggro. But also, I just really don't want to risk getting that close to a guy who could effectively insta-kill me. Alright, third stage. Horrifying. Please come back up soon, Opal and Echo. I'm so slow because of those debuffs. Alright, thank God he actually jumped up. That's good. Oh, I killed one of his allies, so I put the debuff on him. Oh. This is the stage I was talking about that I'm scared of. Trying to play around this. That's gonna hurt. Alright, Gio's best friend is on. So he's probably gonna get me here on the next laser then. If I can dodge that though, I should have a chance. Can I dodge it? I think he's going to do one more before I can finish the fight because of how high his cooldowns are. Usually he only gets one or two of those off in the fight. Oh, God. And my Opal just got broken. Horrifying. And he got me with the knockup. That's going to debuff me for a while, so I might be dead here. Okay, I think we save our Seed of Life for this final stage. Alright, now we gotta try to DPS him down. Please. Please, 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 please. Oh, God. Not again. Not again! Please, he's so close. Okay. Okay. Okay, I need to get that healing. I need that healing. Oh! Where's my influence? You took it! What do you mean where it is? You know where it is. You took it! Please don't do the ground slam. I can't see him. He's gonna do the ground slam. Okay, if I can apply some bleed to him, that'll help. Yes, just keep focusing my drones, please. Alright, that's a Myrdern. Please give me my meteor back. I don't need you hitting me with that. Alrighty. Feels like I'm playing Valorant whenever he's in this stage because of how he starts, like, slowing you on hit. Alrighty, I think we should be fine. Just don't get hit by one of those orbs. This is the longest last stage has ever taken for me. Okay, he's down. I'm sorry, buddy. I wish you and your brother could have ended on good terms. Alright, just run. Don't worry about anything else, just run. Alright, stop that thing from killing me. Just gotta keep running. Soulbound Catalyst plus the Fuel Cell plus the Warhorn was such a crazy combo. That sustain saved my ass dozens of times. Get out of here, please. I don't need you ruining things. I don't know what hit me there. Oh, please, 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 please. Bug off! Oh my god. I don't even know if standing on top is the best play if you can get DPS too easily from up here. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, way too close, especially at the end there. My heart was racing the entire time. Jeez. But that should be the second to last time I need to Eclipse on Commando. It's probably going to be much, much longer until I beat the final stage. Because if the debuff is what I've heard it is, then I'm going to need to run an entirely, I'm going to have to run an entirely different strategy. A completely different approach to beating it. So I left with new orders and new questions. Oh, big stretch. Oh. A well-deserved win, I think, though. Jeez. Allies receive permanent damage. Yup. And now there's a quote there that's so cool. You only celebrate in the light because I allow it. That's terrifying. And that quote only shows up for the final difficulty level. I'm not going to start this run. Oh, but I won't be able to see the load up screen for it. Because I want to see it, like, say, 8 with the Eclipse icon. Oh, well. Let me see. What did I miss? Oh, yep. Lots of messages from Sully. All right, I can leave that chat open in case tabbing over it shows it. Whew, that was an intense run. I really am curious to see what that new difficulty level is gonna feel like, but I don't think I can handle that right now. That was, that was horrible. That was exhilarating, heart racing. That's partially because my ADHD meds do that to me. The other half was this is why I stopped playing Valorant, by the way. Back when I was really in my Valorant heyday and I was studying for my exams and stuff, not college exams, just personal exams for certifications, I used to have to, like, I would med up, study, and then my friends would invite me to play Valorant. And my meds made me focus a lot better. So my performance wasn't necessarily always better on Valorant, but it was more focused, which allowed me to seize the opportunity to clutch up rounds much more often. But Valorant by baseline does this to me when I'm playing. It's just a really stressful situation constantly. And having to clutch up a game when you're the last one alive, that's 4 enemies alive, I've done it. I've done it before. I think the best clutch I've ever done was a 1v4, but I might have done a 1v5. If I know I have a clip of a 1v4 on my account. I've aced games, but clutching up when all of my friends have died, getting an ace after every single one has died, I don't think it's something I've done. But it's by far the most stressful situation I've ever been in. I'm certain that those situations have taken years off my life. Whew. Wow. Alrighty. I'm probably not going to do another run of Eclipse today. That run took way longer than I thought it would. That's partially on me just being dumb and getting stuck on certain things. Like, I definitely could have shaved at least 20 minutes off my time there. But I'm glad I started taking my time at the end, with the boss fight especially, and with the final stage. There were at least 3 or 4 times where I almost died, but maneuvering in general game sense allowed me to extend it just far enough to push towards the end goal. Again, I cannot overstate how involved the Seed of Life and Fuel Cell and that Alien Skull were in getting me the sustain I needed to survive at least a dozen encounters where I probably would have slowly bled to death over the course of enemies DPSing me. And that one move I was talking about, so I died before it, I believe. I think in that fight, I just died to Mithrix, because Mithrix, when he enters his 3rd phase, his hammer gets perma-powered up, to where now every slam he does with it on the ground will cause a shockwave to come out. A similar shockwave to what happens when he goes up into the air and slams down, though I think it is just a little bit weaker. It's not saying much, though, because it can still almost one-shot you, because his ground jump, like his jump up into the air and slam down, will just one-shot you in most cases. So it was just that hammer hit he did. It's not strong enough to one-shot you, but the slow after, because I don't know the name of the debuff, but most Moon-affiliated creatures will be able to infect you with a debuff that slows you and lowers your stats. I know at the very least it makes you take more damage, but it's the similar one you get from the Effigy of Grief. And if they are the exact same debuff, because they use the exact same icon and the same particle effects, it lowers your damage, it lowers basically most of your stats. It lowers your damage, your speed, and your resistances. I don't know if it lowers, like, your cooldowns or what have you. Probably lowers your attack speed too. But I make note of that because that's how he got me with the first kill. The Dio's best friend got popped because he hit me with that wave, because I wasn't paying attention for it when he was in his 3rd stage, and it knocked me up into the air, which was already putting me in a position which was easy for him to just slam dunk me. But it also gave me a massive movement speed decrease, which meant I couldn't dodge his oncoming attack, even with my dodge rolls, because a lot of dash abilities in this game scale off of your move speed, which actually, I thought about it. I don't think the False Suns teleport. Here, give me a second. That might be the use case for False Sun teleport, because I just realized this dash has 2 uses and is very fun to use. It's quite powerful being able to dash in any direction. This only lets you teleport to terrain, so you can't teleport straight up in the air. At least I don't think you can. I think you can, but I don't think, like, I don't remember how it works exactly. My point with this is you can't really fly with this the way you can with his dash, but because his dash scales with move speed, when you take Stone Flux Pauldron, your move speed gets massively cut. I don't think this teleport actually scales with your move speed. So this might be a good, if you know you're going to rush Stone Flux Pauldron instead of going for standard health pools, this might be a good way to keep your tempo even after you get to Stone Flux Pauldron so you don't massively nerf your move speed for 2 stages. I should try that again when my friends want to play. I also just probably should give it a try because the triple your passives benefits for 4 seconds could be insane. But yeah, when he knocked me up into the air, that set him up to finish me off because of the slow and the hit stun of getting knocked up and not being able to move in the air really much at all, unless you have a movement ability. But you'll notice that one move I said I was terrified of and could one-shot me, he might have hit me with it once because something got me down most of my health. I think that was his laser beam, but he used it like 5 or 6 times in his final stage, which partially was because I wasn't DPSing him the entire time because I got brought low enough to where I had to retreat multiple times to heal up, but also because his skill cooldowns were halved. I think the way that final stage works is he has preset moves he'll do in a fixed order, and then like either that or he has he has multiple different abilities he does. He has like the one where he jumps into the air and slams down. I think that one's based on different health check marks. Each time he reaches that health check mark, he'll jump into the air so he can cleanse himself with debuffs and come back down. But then he also has his dash around move, his hammer knock up, I think, and then his hammer down slam. But then he also has that laser ability he does. He also shoots projectiles in his final stage, but that's not relevant because it's not like a real stage like the others. It replaces his moveset. I think each of those moves I just described, aside from the one where he jumps into the air, like it's 3 moves he has. Those moves each have their own individual cooldown, I believe. Like he adds a move to he has 2 moves in his first stage, I think. 3 if you count the one where he jumps into the air. But then he has an additional move when he gets to his second stage, assuming like second stage of actually fighting him, not when he brings out his cronies. On top of the fact that enemies will start passively spawning, he also will start creating that laser attack on the ground, and his base attack, his hammer slam gets upgraded with that wave effect around it that like shoots out in front of it. I think those attacks each have their own individual cooldown, or they happen in a fixed order such that the laser attack can only happen so many times in any given fight based on how long it runs. It's one of the two. Because in most fights with him, I've noticed that laser attack comes out, depending on how often you DPS him. On my average DPS runs as Commando, it comes out 2 or 3 times. If you DPS him really fast, it might come out once. But the reason why I make a note of it is because it's by far one of his most powerful abilities. It is instantaneous damage as soon as it finishes channeling, so if you're staying on top of it for even a second, it'll insta-kill you in most runs. It is one of his highest damage abilities. I think it's up there with the ground slam. It's highly telegraphed, so you'll know when it's coming, so if you have something built into your kit that lets you dodge abilities for a certain amount of time or something like that, you have options to dodge it. But since it goes like all the way up to the ceiling, I don't think there's a height limit on how far it reaches. Staying close to the ground and watching for when it comes out really is your best bet. But that means whenever I play Commando, I feel like it's coin flip if I'm going to get hit on it or not. I can influence it with my movement speed, but my reaction times aren't good enough to like decisively move, at least not most of the time. Like that round, I really showed off just how good I was at watching for it and dodging it, because I dodged it 4 times in a row, which I wasn't expecting. I thought I'd have to save Dio's Breath Starting to survive that, because most fights I get hit by it at least once. I think I did get hit by it once there, but I was like maximally healed and overhealed, so I was able to face tank it with the Opal and then the shield. Those were crucial to winning the fight. If it weren't for those, I also would have died. I'm glad I got so many of them. Getting more messages here. Who's messaging me? Whew. Anyways, that was another good prestige run. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I get to... Honestly, when I get to the final prestige level on Commando, I might come back for a chill stream every now and then. But I might break the habit of this being the first thing I do on my streams and try a different game. I also might start doing music streams soon. I I managed to figure out how to get my guitar as an input on my PC. Now I have to figure out if there's a DAW I can use to put that input into them. Maybe I just like record from it in Audacity or something if I could do that. Something that lets me record audio based on my recording devices. But I've got my guitar able to jack into my PC as an audio input now. I wonder if you can convert. No, you won't be able to convert that to MIDI, would you? I'll have to look into that. But now I have my guitar as an audio input I can put in my PC. So something I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I've been practicing as well. I want to start doing covers on my guitar. I've been doing music lessons for almost a year now. It'll be a year come December. I got my guitar in November of last year. I've been practicing it, I'd probably say casually, sometimes more than casually, but casually is usually the default. So like half an hour a day, but some days I'll give it like a proper hour or so practice. And I've gotten good enough at a couple of the songs I've been playing to where I want to do covers of them. But I've only been learning the bass parts for those songs, so now I have to start learning accompaniment, rhythm, percussion. I don't know how I'm going to do the percussion part because I don't have a drum set, and even if I get one, I don't know if I'd be comfortable practicing it because I live in an apartment, but we'll see. For now, I'm just going to focus on getting rhythm, chords, and bass. And if I can play those together, maybe as with a melody as well, then figure out how to like record those audios and put them together. I think I'll be comfortable performing covers and putting those on YouTube. I think that'd be fun. I'm thinking about it because an interesting thing is I've noticed when I do that audio into my PC, I don't know like if the cable I got is it's very old cable, so it works. It does what I need it to, and the quality is fine. But I've noticed that there's a massive delay. There's like a half or a quarter second delay when I play, which isn't ideal for when I enable the option to listen back to my audio. I can't play anything in time listening to myself like that. I'm constantly slowing down my rhythm because and getting out of rhythm because I keep hearing my audio coming back and it's super delayed. So if I do I wonder if there's a way to get my audio to go through an amp, like, because amps only have one input, I believe, most of the amps I've worked with. But some of them have multiple inputs, but like they don't have an input and output usually. I want to try to find maybe I could get like a signal splitter or something like that, because I want to be able to hear the audio come out of my amp but also go through my PC at the same time, so that way I can listen to myself playing and tell if I'm playing right or if I need to do another take or something, because the only other way to do it then would just be listen to the strings on electric by default, which would be hard to pick up on the finer details of what's getting amplified, you know? But I need to start setting a more disciplined and more disciplined regimen for how I practice, because I'm making progress as is right now, but I'm losing every week at least a few days where I just don't have a preset time to practice, or I don't have a preset regimen. So I'm improving, but much slower than I can, and I want to become the best player that I can be. So I'm gonna look into that. Maybe start with asking my teacher about that. Maybe they can give me some pointers. It probably would be as easy as just like set aside a dedicated hour a day for practice time, and then set aside dedicated like exercises. Because a lot of the time I'll also get caught up in the weeds of like during my guitar lesson or my guitar practice, I'll start listening to some cool covers and then get distracted, and I'll only spend like half an hour or 15 minutes of the full hour I set aside practicing to practice. So it'll be a learning process. But oh yeah, the script I was writing, it's coming along great. Unfortunately, I think because my my notes didn't save from last time. I think I lost a lot of progress. Oh, I lost so much progress. Oh man. Okay, this is fine. Let's go back and start with adding in. You know what? This is what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. Let me back out of here. Alrighty, let's see. So I remember a lot of what we were talking about. So this isn't a massive loss, but I gotta remember to save this frequently, because it's just a notepad. So there's no like, I need to get a. I don't want to start using more Windows products. I'm trying to keep myself away from those. Honest, like it'd be nice to have like an autosave feature for if my stuff gets closed out. But honestly, it's also a part on me for not. Redundancy is a great thing to have, and I should invest into that. But also, this is a little on me just for not being more disciplined about file management. So a little on me. Um, okay, let's see. God of War 4 and 5, that was another one. Cult of the Lamb, MGRR. Let's pull up my Steam library. We got a new monkey? Cool. On this game. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, I got gifted so many good games from Zola. I gotta remember to thank them for that. It will be single player games, right? I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get back all the games I was playing this, but I have the main ones. We have Kingdom Hearts, Hi-Fi, Hades, MGRR, Cult of the Lamb, DMC, DMC 3, 4, God of War 4 and 5. Alrighty. Common elements. Let's see. We have linear ration of skills, resource. Actually, let's double indent this and then just not indent this. Yeah. Resource bar increases. I need to grab a comma from one of my earlier things. Resource bar increases. Set weapon unlocks. Or let's see scripted weapon unlocks. Scripted weapon slash core ability unlocks. And then let's do quote shops. Resources used to enhance and diversify kits with an emphasis on player freedom. Freedom's the best way I can think of it. Player customization. I think I'm missing an O in there. Custom. I don't know how to spell it. Don't accuse me of knowing things, as my friend would say. Unique weapon unlocks. Actually, it would probably just be unique weapons abilities. Set weapons. Actually, let's see. All right, so far we're back up to linear progression of skills. Resource bar increases, scripted slash weapon core ability unlocks. Usually at set intervals, but can often be grinded for faster slash more increases. Shops, resources used to enhance and diversify kit with an emphasis on player areas where, wait, let's see. Areas where accrued resources can be used. So with an emphasis on player customization, let's see. Time statue and red orbs and DMC. Nightmare. Nightmare and Contractor and Hades. That's the thing, is like unique weapon slash ability, no, linear progression of skills. That's kind of like mixed in, like I've mentioned this before, but a lot of the upgrades you can get in some of these games blur the line between shops and linear progression of skills, but there will be like there will be a clear cut between the two when observed from afar. It's just like in the middle they can blend together sometimes. A lot of the upgrades in Hades do that, and so too in Cult of the Lamb. Um, Temple and statue upgrades in Cult of the Lamb. Gear slash peppermint shop in Hi-Fi Rush. And let's see, what other games? God of War would probably be Brock and Sindri slash Skill Tree. God of War with Brock and Sindri Skill Tree. Are there any other games I'm missing? Kingdom Hearts would be Fabrication. Kingdom Hearts, Fabrication, and Shops with Money. Let's see, linear progression of skills, which are typically resource bar increases, scripted slash weapon core ability unlocks. Let's see. God of War, Idun, Apples, Rage Mead, and new weapon, and Blade of Blades. Blades. Spear. Hades would be various weapons. Mirror talents. There is a bit of a line blur, but you can grind to increase these more. Like the mirror is simultaneously a shop where you use resources to purchase stuff and also your linear progression. It blurs the line. But then your various weapons, you do usually unlock those at fixed intervals. With the Titan's Blood you accrue. Let me open my door. My cat wants in here. Hey, you buddy. Yeah, you're meowing lots. If you chill out just by being in here, I'm going to assume you don't want food. But if you keep meowing for a little bit, I'm going to assume you want food. Their food bowl was full when I woke up. Should be measuring their food, but it's kind of hard to do that when you got 4 animals living in the same house. I think he just wants attention. He does that more when everybody else is asleep. Or just not home. Alrighty, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Well, Kingdom Hearts kinda like it's mixing in the RPG elements to where you can really grind for it, and it's not at fixed intervals. I guess you could argue the new Keyblades. Oh, MGRR. I almost forgot. That's one of the ones I'm forgetting to add in stuff here for. MGRR. It kind of is just the MGRR shop. I don't think there's any other ways to really customize your build. Like, not saying that you don't have a lot of customization available. It's just that that's really the one place. There's not a lot of different menus to go to. It all uses one currency in one shop. And then the unique weapons and abilities. So this is another thing about the hack and slash genre is they prioritize satisfying and customizable flashy combat a lot of the time. Like if I could give a basic description of what the gameplay loop looks like, is usually the game is divided into set levels or stages, right? I think the cat wants to be on my lap. Give me a second. Hey, careful, buddy. I just want to pick you up. Come on. There you go, buddy. All right. So, like, if I could give you a basic idea of what the gameplay loop looks like for these games, you'll have set levels or stages that the game is broken down into. Hi-Fi Rush breaks them down into stages. Sorry, trying to get hair in my mouth whenever I pet my cats. They shed like crazy. Hi-Fi Rush breaks them down into stages. Does Kingdom Hearts do that? Kinda. Devil May Cry does. MGRR does. Actually, I should type this out. Basic gameplay loop for the game is broken down into levels or stages. Stages in Hi-Fi. Missions in DMC. Chapters in MGRR. I'm not sure that they do this. You could argue worlds in Kingdom Hearts, though it's a bit more open than that. Got a bit more of that free roam aspect to it, so you're not really gated off from a chunk of the game like the others. But the concept still remains. What else is there? Buddy, can you stop biting me? Hey, Vinny, what's up? Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just was chatting with my brother. He just woke up, so I'm probably gonna hop off here in an hour or two to hang out with him for a little bit. We'll see what happens. But first, let's keep going through it. Game is broken down in levels, stages in Hi-Fi Rush, missions in DMC, chapters in MGRR, worlds in Kingdom Hearts. What else is there? There's a difference between like the free roam aspects of like God of War and Kingdom Hearts as opposed to the rest of the franchise, the genre. Because those two games prioritize like being able to free roam. So while they will segment the areas into different chunks of map, and then you can run around in those chunks of map, they're not really excluded from each other in the same way that missions are in these other games. Because those missions, you like in some of them, this is an exception. DMC, you technically can go back to those other areas, but they're primarily set in areas where you can't backtrack, like Hi-Fi Rush, MGRR. DMC actually does sometimes not allow you to backtrack. So again, that's kind of half yes, half not. Or does Cult of the Lamb fit into this? Cult of the Lamb absolutely breaks it down into stages. Yes, that's right. Cult of the Lamb does this. They have roguelike generated maps, but those maps are in set regions, and you can't change which region you're in each given run. What other games am I missing? I could describe God of War, but it doesn't really fit in here as much. I guess we can just keep going. Game is broken down into levels or stages. Um, okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to like make a legend here. Like, there's gonna be some terminology you need to understand before we start here, so that'll be interesting. Who's trying to talk to me? Alrighty, let's see. So, like, there's a few different words I'm gonna be throwing around and they're just summarizations of what these gameplay elements are like. Um, I'm gonna need to have another set where it's just like gameplay element legend goon enemy oh one of various enemies typically required to fight to advance through stage. One of various enemies encountered in encounters caps because that's a word typically required to fight to advance through stage, which is also another word. Stage. Set map where gameplay takes place. typically preset bounds that do not allow backtracking slash that do not allow backtracking slash freedom of map movement. Typically preset bounds that isolate from other stages. That's the best way of putting it. Stage. Set map where gameplay takes place, typically preset bounds that isolate from other stages. And a lot of these games will break each one of these rules or like preset definitions that I have. So that's why I'm using typically or usually, because there are exceptions in each one of these games to these rules. Like DMC breaks a lot of these rules. So does Kingdom Hearts, because they lean a little bit heavier on the free roam, and especially Kingdom Hearts and God of War. In the open world sort of vibe. Let's see. Oh yeah, then there's encounters. Preset combat. Oh wait, preset combat areas that typically take place in arenas with a let's call encounters scripted combat areas that typically take place in quote caps arenas with a predetermined loadout of caps goons. So far we have goon, stage, encounters. I need arena. Typically where combat will take place. Often a small cube or circle shaped area with boundaries that prevent enemies or players from exiting combat. The size because I have to like set up all these definitions so you can understand what I'm saying when I say, okay, so each stage you'll have a preset amount of encounters, and these encounters are limited to arenas, and you'll come across what look like to be obvious arenas. When you enter that arena, you'll fight a set amount of goons, and you'll progress through so many encounters to reach the end of the level, and either at the end of every end of the level, I have to use the definitions, until you reach the end of the stage, and each stage or every so many stages will typically be met with the boss encounter. Oh, wait, Vinny wants to talk. Hey, Vinny, what's up? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hey, Vinny. I'm streaming right now. What's up?
I was gonna ask if you wanted to play something.
We can. I'm almost done typing this up, so if you just like want to chill for half an hour, maybe do your dailies, I'm gonna be finishing this up.
Fantastic. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Alrighty, let's see. Boss encounter. So encounter with a unique goon seen only in a limited amount of boss encounters, usually once. Often at the end of every or a set amount of stages. Boss encounters will also often yield will also often progress the story or yield new will yield valuable rewards such as new caps weapons. This has been defined earlier in the game or earlier in the script. So I'm going to have like a comprehensive breakdown. So the more I write, the more I can see how these chapters are probably going to play out. And now I see I'm going to have the intro, which is going to be like the hook, sets up the basic premise of what this is all about, something interesting to get you pulled in. And then before we can start any of this, I'm going to have to give you a list of definitions and concepts that will be described in detail in each one of these, which are going to be a few basic definitions. I can just tap home, can I? Yes. So boss encounter, arena, encounters, stage, goon. And honestly, I can probably just mix this legend together with common elements of hack and slashes. Alrighty, sorry, just messaging my friends, getting some basic stuff out of the way. Alrighty, now let's keep writing. Let's see. We have a decent set of definitions so far. My cat's walking around here, just keeping an eye on him. He's coming back around to say hi again. Do you want back in my lap, buddy? You hopped out earlier, but if you want me to pick you up again, I can. Here, you know what? How about I put you in my lap first, and if you decide you don't want to be up here, you can hop out. Let me get all comfortable so you can get comfortable. There you go. Yeah, go back to lying down, buddy. I also specify in a lot of these that each chunk of the game will have a set amount of X, Y, or Z. This is what breaks these games. This is what sets these games apart from like survival or just open world games. having a set amount of each thing means typically each level will have a set amount of stuff or things for you to do, and then a set amount of playtime that you'll typically encounter, and then you'll go to the next one. As opposed to a survival game where you could, like in Minecraft, you could just speed run going straight to the Ender Dragon, or you could just build a house and fight the Ender Dragon after 30 hours of gameplay. Can you stop biting me, buddy? Ay. Ow. Oh, wait, let me pull that back up again. There we go. Let me also just save this, make a good habit of doing that. Fantastic. So where are we at right now? Well, I have to finish out the basic gameplay loop, but I think I've typed enough more gameplay elements to keep going on this. Okay. Each stage will have a set amount of encounters until... I also should be capitalizing each one of these special words. Each stage will have a set amount of encounters until the stage is complete. Often, occasionally, shops can be found between encounters or before Cap's boss encounters. I'll put that in later, actually, when I get to boss encounters. Each stage will have some amount of encounters until the stage is complete. Occasionally, shops can be found in... I'll put a period there. Break this up into a different sentence. Each stage will have a set amount of encounters until the stage is complete. Typically ending with a boss encounter. Occasionally, shops can be found between encounters and before, and often before a boss encounter. I'll capitalize unique goon, but a boss is typically the same thing as a goon. I'm defining what's different about it in the boss encounters part of the gameplay loop. Boss encounters will feature unique goons with special moves to each boss. I'm trying not to get too lost in the weeds here because, like, there's a line between me defining a hack and slash and then what a action game or action adventure game is. So I don't need to super define what a boss is. just understanding what a boss encounter looks like for the purposes of knowing how that fits into generating or capping off an encounter or a stage or generating a new bit of linear progression is important, or at least I think pertinent to the description. Will often feature unique goons, special moves, and abilities to each boss. Boss encounters will feature unique goons with special moves and abilities to each boss. The end of boss encounters will often yield special rewards in the form of linear progression and or advance the plot of the game. Okay, wait. Encounters often yield encounters not often will yield resources spent at shops. Do you want to leave, buddy? Here, let me open the door for you. There you go, buddy. You want to leave? No? Here. I think they might be hungry, so I'm going to go get them some water and some food. I'll be right back. My brother wants to hang out with me soon, so I'm trying to keep this quick, but I'm making good progress on this script so far, so I want to keep that up. Let me save again. End of boss encounters will often yield special rewards in the form of linear progression and or advance the plot of the game. Gameplay loop will usually look like load into stage. Load into stage. Encounter. Shop. Sometimes. Counter. Shop. No. Shop. Okay, wait. Let's number it. So we have 1, load into stage. 2, encounter. 3, shop. And then 4, boss encounter. Repeat steps 2 through 3, varying amount of times until reach step 4, which is boss encounter. Okay, wait, no, it'd be 4, 5. And then you have boss encounter, and then 6 will usually be plot advances and player is rewarded with linear progression. And then steps 1 through 6, repeat. Alrighty, so I think I've got all the bases for what the gameplay loop looks like. And this is probably going to be... Okay, so wait. Let me just make a new section. Actually, this should be on a separate level than everything else. So this will be planned pacing. Chapter 1, hook, and introduction of questions. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 will be a preface of definitions and basic concepts. Chapter 3 will be bulk of the video. Bulk of the video. Brief review of each mentioned game. Honestly, I might have to do it like this. So the thing is, I think the bulk of the video is going to be each game will be that I'll be bringing up as reasoning for this or evidence will be. Feels like my hair got a lot lighter since yesterday. Huh, that's concerning. Weird. Um, so I think the bulk of the video is going to be that each game is going to be brought up. I'm going to give a brief review of the game and touch on how each core concept is reinforced in each game, but then also what does the game do different to set it apart. So I think that'll be in 2 chapters. Alrighty. So chapter 3 will be bulk of the video. Each game will be introduced in their own segment in 2 parts. Part 1, brief review of the game. Weird. Sorry, something weird happened on the notepad I was working on. I think something I controlled X earlier accidentally got control V'd. All right, so part 2. What do the games do different? And okay, I know what happened. I control X to delete something, and it accidentally pasted that when I was trying to control the comma. What do the games do different? And how do they deviate from the All right, so chapter 3 will be the bulk of the video. Each game will be introduced in their own segment in 2 parts. Part 1 will be a brief review of the game and how they reinforce the concepts in chapter 2. Then part 2 will be what do the games do different and how do they deviate from the concepts explored in chapter 2? How does this set them apart as identifiable entries in the genre? What does each game do different than the other games, especially according to the elements explored? How do they differ as games? I feel like this is an important concept to explore because I guess this is mostly an informational about what is a hack and slash, but also a little bit of what are my personal recommendations for these games. Trying not to let that take the spotlight here, but I also do think this is a supplementing a different purpose in the video as well is what do these games how do these games still retain the definition of a hack and slash when presenting contradictions to previously explored concepts? How much can you deviate from what should make one of these games and what does make one of these games and still retain the name? How does that help you nail down exactly what does cause? I'm wondering what the. Okay, so you are still a ghost, but your helmet's real. Okay, cool. Sorry, that caught me off guard because all these creatures are supposed to be ghosts, but that one's real. Weird. Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty. I think we have the planned pacing of the video down. So we're gonna have it broken up into about 5 chapters, but bulk of the video is gonna go to chapters 3. Okay, so let's see. Chapter 1 will be a hook and the introduction of the questions that I presented previously, which is gonna be just like, what is a hack and slash? And that is broken down into a few more questions of what are common elements, some examples of it, and then my personal experience with those. Let's see. Well, those aren't all really questions. Let's see. So, what is a hack and slash? What are common elements of a hack and slash? Is another one. What are some examples of hack and slashes? And then this is optional. What are my I guess this is an optional. This is my personal experience. This is mostly research. So this is not a question. This is what's presented. I think I'm almost ready to come to a stopping point here so I can hang out with Vinny for a bit. So we have the planned pacing. Chapter 1, hook and introduction. Chapter 2, presses of definitions and basic So chapter 1's going to be the shortest. This is probably where I'm going to put my own personal experiences in. Chapter 2 is a preface of the definitions and basic concepts. Chapter 3 will be the bulk of the video. And each game will be introduced in their own segment in 2 parts. So chapter 3 will be like probably 75% of the video, maybe like 70 or 65% in the middle, where it'll have like several segments of each one of these games. And what it'll be about is like, alrighty, well, how do each one of these games, what am I trying to say here? How do each one of these games reinforce those those concepts explored in chapter 2, and then in part 2, what do they do different and how do they deviate from these concepts? Let's push the limits of what does and doesn't make one of these games. Let's explore the limits of them. And then chapter 4 will condense the information confirmed in chapters 2 and 3 to answer questions presented in chapter 1. And then chapter 5, outro and conclusion of the question, and then my personal recommendations to the genre. This will be like the outro, okay? Okay, so we've kind of got an idea of what is this? And this is what I think the answer is, and then here are some of my personal recommendations from that genre. Alrighty, I think I have enough content here. Like, I still have to finish writing the script, but first, now I have to write an outline for that, I think. So it's just like making outlines and outlines and then filling in those outlines and then using those to make more. But like, all right. So here's where I'm at. I have each chapter figured out. I think the last outline I'm going to have to make will be the different segments for chapter 3. But aside from that, I'm good to just start writing the script for chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, really, I'm good to start writing the chapters for 1, 2, and that's it. Because I should probably come to a better consensus on the information I've collected so far. So I need to continue refining that into chapter 3. So chapter 3 is going to be probably one of the most important ones to work on, and it's going to be crucial to finish that before I can finish chapters 4 and 5. I can start off with chapter 1 though, because chapter 1 is just me trying to work on a hook and just write a little bit of my personal experience with these games. Hmm. Alrighty. I think this is a good spot to stop. I think I really do want to keep writing this, but Vinny wants to hang out for a little while, and I have some music practice to do. So I think I'm gonna hang out with Vinny on League or whatever other. Maybe do some Schedule 1 for a couple hours. Then I'm going to practice guitar for an hour or two, and somewhere in between there, find some more time to start writing out this script. But I think I'm getting very close to being done with the writing part. Like I said, probably another week or two most, assuming I keep working at the rate I am, before I'm done with this. And then what comes next is I'll need to, honestly, next week I have off, I'll probably spend a couple days just streaming hack and slashes. I think I'm gonna probably be done with Risk of Rain for a while for now because it's gonna be a while before I beat that. I might not even try to beat the final Prestige as much as I would like to. Not Prestige, I keep calling it that. It's Eclipse. As much as I would like to beat the final Eclipse level, I'm probably not going to be able to, just because I haven't done any strategies on Commando that doesn't revolve around tanking an absurd amount of damage over the course of the runs. I'll try, but I cannot promise that I'll ever beat it. I'll probably give it like a dozen runs at most before I give up. But I think it'd be silly to not at least try. But that won't be the priority of what I do over the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to get at least a couple hours of content streamed for each of the games I haven't covered yet. So that's going to be games like Kingdom Hearts, God of War, Metal Gear Rising. That one will probably be the most fun out of all of these. I still love playing that game so much. And the other games I mentioned, because the only ones I have content recorded for so far, at least footage, because I'm going to need footage for this. I'm going to need a lot of footage to present the concepts I explored. I'm going to need footage of Hi-Fi Rush, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and then Devil May Cry 3. Cult of the Lamb as well. Most of those will be fun to play through for at least a couple hours. And if I really focus on getting those done, I might be able to have just like 2 mega streaming days where like I stream for 6 to 8 hours each day. I would prefer not to, but if I can get my friends to be cool with just hanging and call with me while I do that, then I could get most of that recorded. I'm probably going to try to change my audio inputs to where I can get it to. I hope I can get it to just record the game audio directly, so that way I can chat with people in Discord call. Maybe having the Discord calls going on and having them like chat over my gameplay wouldn't be the worst, but I probably won't have the gameplay audio playing for most of it now that I think about it anyway, so that's probably fine. I'm going to have music in the background. Yeah. So never mind. I think streaming and then just hanging a call with my friends while I get that done will probably be the most entertaining. Today's my last day off, unfortunately, so I have to go to work in about 36 hours. So I'm probably going to be up for another 8. Then I'm going to go to sleep, wake up, be up for a few hours, try to get some more sleep again, and then I'll be at work. And that'll last for a few days, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to end this here, but that's the plan for now. Write on this on and off over the next few days, and then spend the bulk of the next weekend I have off, because I only have 3 days off. Really, only 2. I'm going to spend the bulk of those 2 days I have off streaming and collecting all the footage I need for this, and then hopefully when that's done, I'll be able to start getting some editing done and put it all together at the end there. So I think I'll also use some of the free time I have to look to other essays online for inspiration, but I think this is a good stopping point. So I'm going to end the stream here. I'll probably be back next week. Probably. Don't quote me on that. All right. Bye.